Welcome, everybody, to the closing table. Big thank you to our presenting sponsor, New Leaf Home Inspections, North Carolina's most trusted home inspector. My friend Doug Yop and co-host. Doug, welcome to the show today. How are you?
Hey, Ben, I'm doing great. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. Excited to be back in the studio.
Yes, it was fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks for asking. I hope you guys did too. We're going to jump right in here today. Jump in both feet. Something new. Doug, everyone is full, tired, and weirdly happy this week. Do you care to elaborate on your thoughts on that? What are you full? Are you tired? Are you happy? Are you relaxing? What's the deal?
Well, I always eat a little too much around Christmas. It just comes with the territory. But I'm really full. I feel like blessed, just to be surrounded and spend time with family over the last week or so, to do Christmas with my brother and my parents, our annual Christmas dinner and get together, to do our annual out of town long weekend with my wife's parents and her sister and all their family. We do that as a family every year. And then just our own, personal, private Christmas here with us and the boys and the dogs on Christmas morning, spending time together. So just very fortunate. I feel really full, and the Christmas spirit and just family and love, and just very thankful, and trying to just exist and live in the moment until we get back really into the hardcore swing of things in another week or so here after the new year. Just trying to exist in this magical time during the year. How about you?
Sweatpants officially outperformed jeans for me this week, which I'm happy to say. They got the elastic bands on the waist, so I appreciated that comfort and accommodation. Leftovers, they became a lifestyle, not a meal. Leftovers were plentiful. A great season. My parents came down from Kentucky to spend time with us. I moved into my house, my new house, and got everything all set up. So transition-wise, everything's good there. I don't know what day it is, and I really don't care. So, it's one of those things, Doug. We're just every day, it's like Groundhog Day. I don't know what's going on here, but business has been good too. I work every holiday season to be available, because I know guys like yourself in the real estate world, you're doing the same, and I need to be there ready for all those folks that need to get pre-qualified. So, yeah, full, tired, and weirdly happy.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. I love it. This is a great time of the year. I agree with those kind of days. You don't know what day it is. Nothing wrong with that. Just roll with it and enjoy it while it lasts, because we'll really be back at it hardcore. Even though we're still working, we'll really be back at it hardcore soon enough anyway. So enjoy the time with everybody.
Amen. Amen. You're approved. Day drinking during the holidays. Doug, I'm not very qualified to speak on this topic, so I'm going to leave this to you for now. And I'm not so sure you're a day drinker or anything of that nature. I'm certainly not accusing you as such. But day drinking, socially acceptable or questionable? Day drinking during the holidays. Do you approve it or disapprove it?
I think it depends on what else you got going on that day, right? If you're out of town with family and you're planning on a big dinner that night, you've already gone and done your thing for the day, sure, have one or two. Why not, right? You're just pre-gaming for dinner. For example, we went to Asheville with Amanda's parents. We do the whole Biltmore thing. We come back. We got a couple of hours before dinner. Yeah, have one. We're just sitting around anyways. Or we go to the winery there at the Biltmore. You got to do the tastings if you're there, right? Pick a bottle to take home, of course. Or maybe you're sitting at home on the couch. There's always football on around the holidays, right? If you're just going to be at the house anyway, sure, nothing wrong with that. I think with everything, moderation is great, but it's the time of the year to have a Merry Christmas. And here's a little factoid that I learned recently. In England, at least used to, they said Happy Christmas a lot. And Happy Christmas obviously means happy. The reason Merry Christmas was a differentiator because they would say it to the people who partake during the holidays. So the difference was Merry Christmas, and then Happy Christmas is just Happy Christmas. So just a little factoid for you there. I like to have a Merry Christmas.
There you go. I like to have a Merry Happy Christmas. Whatever that is.
There you go.
Whatever.
There you go. Very good.
Yeah, I quit drinking some time ago for all our audience out there, and it just doesn't behoove me. to do it, and but I think everybody's glad that I don't. So it's one of those things that I'll put the happy and the merry in, but my merry will be a little bit different, right? So
There you go.
all right, so we approve or not approve, Doug. I need the stamp. What do you think?
Oh,
Depending on the context, right?
Yes,
Thumbs up, it's approved. Stamp it, send it on down the line, clear to close. All right, on the hunt. What people are actually hunting for this week: entertainment that requires zero commitment. Nobody wants a project right now. They want easy entertainment. Doug, what's on your easy entertainment list? Things that you can just kind of hunt for that requires zero commitment.
Well, my go-to is usually sports, right? And the good thing about this time of year is there's a lot on. We've got NFL. There's always games around the holidays. We're ramping up for the playoffs. We've got NBA is on right now. We've got the Canes and the NHL going on. It's bowl season. The Wolfpack played last Friday. We were watching that. So it is what it is. I mean, there's a lot of entertainment. Also, movies for us. We're kind of a big movie family at home. We try and do movie night every week, and that's great for us. We all take turns picking a movie. The run up to Christmas, we did a Harry Potter movie every week, every Sunday night, to get through all 8 movies. So, and then mixing in some Christmas movies, of course, Vacation, Home Alone, all of those things too. So that's kind of where our entertainment has been, throughout the holidays. How about you?
I love it. I mean, the same movies. I think we're on the same page movie wise. I mean, Christmas Vacation is a necessity. It's a must, and that does require some commitment because you have to watch it. Right? It's not Christmas unless you watch that movie. And Luke has Christmas music blasting on our HomePod, our Siri HomePod, or whatever it's called, Apple HomePod, constantly. Which for me, I can take it or leave it, but I want it to be special for him. He's 8 years old. I let him jam away. So we're locking in. We're locking in on it, and we hunted for the right Christmas combination with all that stuff. I think we found it, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So, all right, Doug, let's move on to lock it in. Just one thing, and you may have many, but one thing that you're currently over, that you're 100% over.
Spam calls. I don't know if you get these like we do in the real estate industry, but NAR and all these places sell our information constantly to insurance, lead gen sources, all these things. I mean, it is unrelenting, and I'm sure the general populace gets plenty of spam calls too. But I mean, I can look at my phone and I'm getting double-digit spam calls. I mean, marked as spam, not that I think are spam, but that come across as spam every single day. It's really frustrating. And yeah, you can put your number on all the do not call lists and do not email lists. But I mean, it is just, that's one thing that I think, unfortunately, where we are in technology is great. That's one of the real big drawbacks is that these companies just sell our information to these folks. And it's just really frustrating because we talked on our last episode about notifications for our apps and everything, and that's distracting enough. But when you constantly are bombarded with calls that are just absolute junk, or if I get another text, hey, can I quote you insurance? No, you can't quote my insurance. I don't need insurance from you. Leave me alone. I'm over those things. How about yourself?
The same. I'm also over trigger lead calls. These vultures in the mortgage industry wait until we pull someone's credit, and then they decide to bombard folks with. I mean, literally, and I'm not exaggerating. Literally, 100 phone calls an hour is what they'll do to our clients, and there's not a lot we can do to stop it. There is legislation and laws that have been passed against this practice, and it's well overdue. But I'm 100% over that. I'm also 100% over politics at this point. I really am. Both sides. It's yeah. I'm beyond frustrated with all of it. And I just have to simply turn it off. I really do, because it's awful. It is awful. You get on Twitter, or formerly known as Twitter, you get on X, or you get on TikTok and those other things. For some reason, my algorithm is set up with things that just annoy me to no end. And so I'm 100% over that. 100% over the trigger leads. I know I went for 2, supposed to be for 1, but I locked it in at 2, Doug. All right, let's move on to due diligence. Holiday guests notice way more about your house than you think. Nobody inspects your house harder than family staying overnight. Your thoughts on that, Doug?
Well, we're kind of at the point now where our family doesn't stay with us over Christmas because we go and visit Amanda's family when they do a place. Last year we did the Outer Banks. This year we did Asheville. So they're not really coming here. My parents have their own place in Pittsburgh when they're not at home in Sneads Ferry. So we go and meet my brother and his family there, and we do Christmas with them there. So we don't have traffic like that here as far as folks staying with us. Now, they do stay for Thanksgiving, but that's just one night, and it's not a big deal. And we have a great relationship, so folks aren't judging us. One thing I would say, though, is we had our Christmas party 2 weeks ago now, I guess what it is. And it was friends and past clients and, current clients and things like that, just people I know. And we probably had about 70 people in our house. And, fortunately, we did a lot of work prepping that day. That was a busy day. I wasn't working on real estate that day. I can tell you, I was running around picking up food, doing cleaning, things of that nature. But this is the second year that we've done a big party like that for Christmas, and it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. And reconnected with clients I hadn't seen in a while, and just old friends I haven't seen in a while. It's a lot of fun, and it's really cool to get the house ready for that. And honestly, cleanup wasn't too bad, but some of our friends stayed and helped us clean up before they headed out that night, which was a nice little Christmas present, in itself.
Those are good friends. Those are good friends right there. I love it. I love it. It's one of those situations where my parents come into town and they immediately find this, that, or the other that I could do or could put here, could put there. And then if I leave them alone long enough in the house, my dad will typically hang a picture or move something around, or they're just full of great suggestions. But you know what? That's fine. I love it. I listen to them. Yeah. Some of it I go ahead and implement just to keep the peace. Other things I'm like, no, guys, I really don't feel like doing that right now. But, what are you going to do? You got to do it in good humor. They mean well. So, all right, that's enough time for due diligence. We have got Fix This. Doug, we need to fix this. The endless what should we eat conversation. We've all spent 45 minutes debating dinner with zero results, as a family especially. It's maddening. What are your thoughts on that, Doug? Fix this, the endless what should we eat conversation.
I saw a trick on social media a couple of years ago. I think it's kind of fun to use this, even if she knows by now that that's what I'm doing. But I'll say, well, guess where I made reservations for us to go? And then, fill in the blank. Absolutely, that's where we're going. So problem solved, right?
I love it. Take control. Take control of the situation. That's fixing it right there. Fixing it. I approve that one as well. All right, let's move on to counter offer. Is being busy still a flex? When someone says they're slammed, are they bragging or complaining? Your thoughts?
Really great question. I think it is great to be busy, but are you truly busy? Speaking from a real estate agent perspective, I think a lot of agents do things that make them feel busy, but they really aren't accomplishing anything. And, I try to coach folks that I work with not to fall into that trap. Make sure the stuff you're spending time on is going to help your business if you're really considering yourself busy. I hate when people that I'm trying to follow up with to get information to help people complain about being too busy. It's like, yeah, I get it. You're supposed to be busy if you're successful. Don't complain to me about it. Just say, hey, I'm in the middle of something. I'll get back to you. When I finally get in touch with you and you spend 5 minutes telling me about how busy you are, you're not that busy if you got 5 minutes to complain about it. So, maybe you need to be better with your time management.
I agree. I know myself, Doug. I remember 4 years ago, I was sitting at home and it was 7:00 at night. This is when the phone was ringing off the hook, and it was all business. It wasn't all those spam calls we talked about. And I remember saying out loud, gosh, I wish I could just put this phone down for a few minutes. I wish the calls would stop a little bit. And then, then they kind of did. And, as the years progressed, then they kind of did when rates got up to 7.5, almost 8%. And I look back on that. I reflect, like we talked about a couple episodes ago, reflection. I reflected back on that commentary and I said to myself, I will never say something like that again. Ever. I need to be grateful. It's all about mindset when it comes to being busy for me.
Yes.
I need to be grateful for the fact the phone's ringing. I need to be grateful for the fact that I have the opportunity to help people make the biggest purchase of their life. If I need to get away for a couple days, I've got a great team behind me. I need to get away for a couple days. Everybody is allowed to do that. And it's about making time for those things and just the mindset for me. So, I think it is. I think it's a flex in the sense that if I'm busy, I'm not bragging about it. I'm simply answering your question. If you say, hey, Ben, how's business? Have you been busy lately? And if I have the opportunity to tell you yes, because I have been, it's simply because I'm grateful for it, But I'm certainly not in the mode of complaining about being busy in this industry at all. So I just think that's I've learned the hard way on that mindset, right? Like, hey, I wish this phone would stop ringing. Well, no, you really don't, dude. Be quiet. Don't say that again, So, all right, Doug, let's move on to getting local. One of my favorite topic segments that we do on our show here, the unwritten rules of visiting family in North Carolina. Oh, getting local. Every family visit has rules nobody explains. The thermostat wars, they're inevitable. Somebody controls the TV remote. You always end up at the same place. Doug, you tell me your thoughts on the unwritten rules of visiting family in beautiful North Carolina.
Well, I think it's great to have dual zone thermostats, right? So you can set the temperature upstairs from the temperature downstairs. I'm staying downstairs.
Right.
Guests are staying upstairs. They want it a little bit warmer. Knock yourself out. One thing my mom always, at some point in the evening, she doesn't want to watch football anymore. She wants to go watch HGTV. Hey, thank goodness we got another TV where she can go dial in and watch whatever she wants so she can decompress before bedtime. So I think making sure that you have those options, I would say those are kind of the two big ones, at least for my family. How about you?
I agree. It's about planning ahead, right? Like, I know that my dad wants to control the family room TV. And usually I vibe out with him on that because he wants to watch sports. You get Luke involved. He's got an 8-year-old attention span, okay? He'll watch sports for a while. He's cool with it, but then he wants to play video games. So I know in my mind I need to have the PS5 on a different TV in a different part of the house for him to be able to enjoy. So that way he's not, Peppa, can I play video games? Well, my dad will tell him yes, even though he really doesn't want to watch video games. He wants to watch the football game, right? The actual football game, not Luke playing Madden. So it's a bit different. It's proper planning. But as far as I'm concerned, there is no rule necessarily. It's just about proper planning and making sure that you got to know who your guests are. You got to know who's coming into town. That way you can help them have the most comfortable time. And if they have a comfortable time, chances are you will too. So that's my thoughts on that, on getting local when you come visit us in sunny North Carolina. Let's see here, Doug.
Can I add something real quick?
Go ahead, Justin. Yeah, please.
You know what's wild? This will be our last Christmas vacation reference for the year since we're past Christmas now. But did you know in the movie Christmas Vacation, Clark's parents and Ellen's parents come before Christmas, right? 10 days before Christmas. Abject insanity. Insanity. That does not make for a good visit for Christmas. So just to put the bow on Christmas Vacation for the year. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, you got to check that calendar out for sure. Condense. I love it.
Condense, yeah.
All right, Doug, moving on to final walkthrough. One thing this week that made you laugh more than it should have. Tell me, Doug, what made you laugh harder than you expected this week?
Maybe it's hard to narrow it down to one thing, but I love being with Amanda's family. My father-in-law is just hilarious, and he is a constant shit talker. and it's just fun to get in it and banter with him, and then it gets the banter going with the whole family, and it just is what it is. It's so much fun, and I love being around them and being able to do that and just kind of mix it up during the holidays. Always a great time. How about you?
I agree. It's when I get to spend time with the family, there's always something that comes up. My dad refuses to wear his hearing aid that he paid $5,000 for. Right, this device does not enter his ear maybe twice a year. So he's constantly, we're talking to him and he'll say, what? So Luke likes to go, Peppa, what? And he teases him about it. The banter, the commentary, it's hilarious. And I'm just soaking in all those moments. When I was younger, I didn't take into account about, how many more Christmases do we all have together? I really focus on that these days. So, for example, remember when conversations, bringing up funny stories of the past, things like that, embarrassing moments, whatever the case may be, they're all fun to get out around family that you're safe around and that you can reminisce on and have some good laughs. So definitely can appreciate the banter.
That's really what
all right. Well,
right.
It certainly does. We had a good time with it. But Doug, we have reached closing time. A holiday moment that became a running joke. What's a holiday moment that instantly became a family legend in the Yop household?
Well, I don't know how much of a legend it is, but I hate to be very cliche. One thing I tried not to do this year on Christmas is one thing that I guess all dads do forever, and that's sit there with the trash bag while everybody is opening the presents and immediately putting the discarded wrapping paper and the bows and everything immediately in the trash. I thought about this before Christmas this year going into it, that I was going to say, no, I'm not even bringing the trash bag into the living room until we're completely done opening presents. And of course, everybody was like, Dad, what are you doing? Look, I got the trash. Where's the trash going to go? So they made fun of me a little bit, but, I was like, let's just exist in the moment, not worry so much about cleaning everything up. We got plenty of time to do that. Let's just sit here and soak it in. How about you?
Oh, man. There's been a few over the years that I can speak fondly on. A couple I don't want to tell the story to the entire world right now. Right? Some of them can be a little embarrassing. I guess as far as a running joke, I can't think of anything that we reminisce on that says, "Oh, remember this Christmas when you fell down the stairs," or when you whatever. But I will tell one funny story. One of my great aunts, she used to come over to our Christmases as well. She was my grandmother's sister on my mom's side. And one year she had a few too many mimosas. So I had to physically carry her out of the house to put her in the car so her husband could drive her home. And we look back on that and laugh, but she's no longer with us. God rest her soul. So I don't mind telling that story, but yeah, that was a good one. That was an interesting Christmas, to say the least. Packing my great aunt out the door to be placed in a vehicle for her to be brought home safely. So, just a few too many mimosas, but God rest her soul. We love her. So, but anyway, guys,
sounds to me like Aunt Bethany had a very Merry Christmas.
She did. No toupees got set on fire. No Christmas trees exploded. But, if we let her sit around there long enough, they may have spontaneously combust. I'm not sure. But anyway, well, Doug, that's all the time we have today on the closing table. A big, heartfelt thank you to our presenting sponsor, New Leaf Home Inspections, North Carolina's most trusted home inspectors. Give them a call today. We're closed, Doug. We'll see you next time at the closing table. Same bat time, same bat channel.